on. I was like, why am I getting pulled over? Okay, so I have a story time while I do my hair. Okay, y'all, so it is currently 1:04 in the morning. I am ready for bed, but I want to kind of do my hair. I had the heatless curls in here earlier today, but I want to reapply them, so I'm gonna go ahead and brush them out. My hair is super like soft and frizzy at the same exact time. It's very tangly though. I just recorded this whole video and I realized that my light wasn't on, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell the story again. Don't mind my crazy curls. But anyways, for a little backstory, going to school an hour away from my house, and I was going to school from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. I was also working at Sonic part-time, and I was like, as soon as I got out of school, I was going to Sonic and working like from, I guess, 5:30 to 6, like 5:36 to 11. But one night I was driving home from Sonic, which like my school's an hour away, Sonic's 30 minutes away from my school, and then 30 minutes away from my house. It's literally like a halfway point. It worked out perfect for me. And so I get off work, I'm so tired, it's like 11, and I'm like almost by my house, so it's like 11:30ish, and I'm like turning like onto like the main road to like get to our house or whatever. But like 5 minutes before that, this car would not get off my butt. Like the lights were so bright, like the LED lights were LEDing, like I don't even know. And so I'm driving my car, and it's just like that my side mirrors, it was like reflecting in my eyes. My eyes were already hurting, they were already so red, so tired. And so I just kind of like turned over a little bit so it wouldn't be hitting me in the eye, and you just like pull up closer, and so I'm like moving over, like leave me alone. Like, oh my god, I was so upset. Like, just get off of me. Like, there was 2 lanes. I was in the slow lane. It's like, you could have passed me, but he like just behind me with bright lights. Like, why is that so necessary right now? Anyways, so as I'm turning, these cop lights turn on. I was like, oh my god, that's a cop. Like, and I was upset because like, why is he pulling me over? I'm not speeding, I'm not doing anything. And as he's walking up, he like has this flashlight, and he's like looking in my back seat. I'm like, he's like, oh, where are you going tonight? I was like, I'm going home. And he's like, from where? I was like, from work. I'm not wearing a Sonic shirt. I still have my Sonic visor on. There's a Sonic badge hanging from my mirror. I smell like fried food. Are you really asking me where I'm coming from? Sonic. So he's like, have you ever been in trouble with the law before? I was like, no. I'm literally 18. Like, no, I haven't. And he was like, okay, well, I need your license and registration. And I was like, okay. And he's like, is this your vehicle? I was like, well, I mean, like, it's my car, but I mean, it's like in my dad's name. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, does he know you're driving? Yes, he knows I'm driving this car. Like, it's all girly, it's all pink. Like, there's pink stuff everywhere. Yes, obviously he knows. And he's like, have you like been under the influence tonight? No. And he's like, okay, which Sonic did you come from? And I told him which location. He's like, you didn't come from this location? Which there was a Sonic like closer to the house. Like how my work schedule worked out, like I just didn't want to work there. Like it just didn't make sense. I wouldn't be there till like 7. And I was like, no. And he was like, so where'd you come from? I was like, the blank location. And he was like, oh, it literally said on the badge which location I worked at. So I was like, okay. And he's just like asking all these questions. Like he's looking at my ID. He's like, oh, like where do you like live? And I'm like, oh, well, I live here. And he's like, well, where'd you say you were going? I was like, well, I'm going home. Like, and at the time I'm like living with Hayden, but like that's not on my address. Like I haven't switched it over yet. And he's like, oh, well, that's not what it says. And I'm like, well, and I told him like, well, it's my boyfriend's house, but that's my home now. I just haven't changed my ID. Like I was explaining it to him where I didn't really have to explain it. And he's just like looking at me, and he's like asking me all these like stupid questions. Like I'm just tired. Like I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. And he's just asking more and more questions. Like, so like, what are you doing out so late? Coming home from work. I'm coming home from work. He's like, oh, like what, like why so? Because Sonic closes late. I don't really know. Like I don't know. It's just so stupid. And he still like does not believe me. Like I have no idea. I don't know what vibe I was giving off. I have no idea. And I remember having my ultrasound picture like in my center console. Not in my center console, but like in that area. And so I pull it out. I was like, I'm literally 8 weeks pregnant. I'm not on drugs. And he was like, oh, you're pregnant? I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, well, the reason I pulled you over is because you were swerving. I was like, oh, yeah. I didn't want to tell him the reason I was swerving was because his lights were so bright and he wouldn't stop like tailgating me. And I was just trying to get over so this freaking light wouldn't hit my eyes and it was burning. I didn't want to say that because I was like, he's going to think I'm like on drugs if I say that. Because he's going to be like, why are your eyes hurting? Like, I was like, I'm not giving him any more ammo. And I was like, oh, which was true. My tire sensor was on. It was like 2 things low. I was like, oh yeah, my car's like pulling like really, really hard. And he's like, oh yeah, maybe you should definitely get that checked out. I was like, yeah, I think I should. And he's like, well, you have a great night. I was like, okay. And I was so happy he didn't give me a ticket. There's nothing to give me a ticket about. But 2, my registration was out for like 3 or 4 months. He didn't even check it. It was like the little sticker, you know. I feel like he would at least check that. I don't know. I guess he thought he was gonna arrest me. I have no idea. But yeah, that was crazy. I was so like offended. I was like, what makes you think I am under the influence? Like, I was not even swerving. I just kind of like got over a little bit. Like I don't even know. I've seen people swerve way more than I did and they never got in trouble. But I just like move over a little bit. I feel like he just needed to like pull somebody over to kill time, because I mean it was like almost 12 at night, so like he was probably bored and like, let me just, no, it was terrible. And I got home and he's like, Hayden always fell asleep before I got home because he was waking up around the same time as me. He's like, what? Like, but he like waited. I don't know if he had like a feeling. I have no idea. And he was like, oh, well, what happened? And I was like, you'll never believe it. I got pulled over. And I'm like crying because I'm like, how, like, what energy did I give off tonight? Because I didn't think it was crackhead energy, but yeah, the cop was just like, yeah, this is a really bad area, and we're trying to like break stuff down. There's just so much stuff going on right now. I don't know. My car doesn't look like a crackhead car. Like, it looks like a mom car. Like, I don't know. And the cars in our area, some of them are definitely questionable. Like, they're missing the hood. Like, you wouldn't, I don't know, wouldn't think my car would give off that energy. But yeah, like I said, I think he was just bored and had nothing else to do. Mind you, it was like probably Wednesday. I think it was working on Wednesday. Yeah, he was just bored, definitely. But yeah, that was my story time. Kind of boring. That's the only time I've ever felt like, well, actually, no. I have a part 2 to this story. Happens the same week, but I'll update y'all tomorrow when I do my hair, so I'll have 2 videos to post. But yeah, that same week, I had another incident. That was a very odd week. I think it was probably like a full moon or something. I don't even know. Look at my wrinkles. I'm gonna have to get Botox. Yeah, and look at that huge forehead. Look at all my baby hairs growing back from like postpartum. I was losing so much hair. But I'm so glad my widow's peak is like going away a little bit. Look at all that new growth. I'm excited. Oh my god, this one grew a lot. I ran out of my vitamins, but I did start taking the B12 again. Because it's supposed to help support brain cell function, and I'm kind of lacking. I feel like I'm lagging constantly. I'm like, what am I saying? Like, I literally forget like mid thinking what I'm thinking about. And then I'm also taking these women wellness probiotics, and I just sprayed myself with the, I don't even know how to say it right now, this one, the 40. But yeah, but this is my tattoo update. I got a T for Tatum. Hayden got me and Tatum's name tattooed on him, which is so sweet. But I just got Tatum with a little heart. It's just sweet and little. But yeah, that is it. I know I keep saying that, but this is actually it. And make sure you like and subscribe, because I know you're watching. I see you and I hear you, but make sure you're subscribing so you know you get the notifications. Because if you ain't subscribing, you ain't thriving. If you're not subscribing, you're not thriving. That's a good one. Look at today. This is so janky. One day when I get my bag right, that has nothing to do with it. I just wish this king size thing covered this. But I don't know, is it like a different thing? Like, is it a different like setup? Because I feel like when I go into people's houses and they have king size bed, their sheets cover. Is this a box spring? Okay, so this is the top. What's my face? This is like the topper, and then this is the actual mattress, and then the box spring's down there. So I need like, what's bigger than a king? I need like a quadruple or something. I don't even know. I need a huge. Is that staying up so much? Oh, the clip. This freaking hurts right now. I need a huge one because this doesn't cover anything. This cup I got in Colorado. I got in Telluride, Colorado. It's so beautiful. When I got it, I was like really annoying with it. I was like, isn't my cup so pretty? Isn't my cup so pretty? I still love it. I don't know. I've never been like obsessed with a cup before. And then I had this cup and I was like, huh. I like the Starbucks cup, but I've never brought it to Starbucks. I just drink water out of it. But I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. It's finally starting to feel better. It's still not closed. Like, my socket's still not closed. It's been a couple weeks now. And food still gets stuck in it. So I'm still like spraying it. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing that. But I think like the food thing back there is not good. But I'm finally able to like drink out of straws. I think maybe that's why it's not healing. But you know what? That's fine. Yeah. Anyways, well, I will see y'all later. Bye.